Hello everyone, and welcome back to this year's garden. Going to give you a garden and a hobby farm update here. Potatoes, they're all out. Onions are all out. Had a real nice harvest of those this year. The garden is just pretty much just about done now. These beans here, the blacks, the reds, and the pintos, they're just going to sit on here until it freezes. I've canned beans, I've dehydrated beans, ate beans. Peas over there, same thing. So, but it's all wrapping up now. I've still got a ton of tomatoes here. I've canned tomatoes. I've canned kale. I've dehydrated and froze cauliflower. Ate eggplant, dehydrated eggplant. Made cabbage soup, dehydrated cabbage. Just went through the whole thing. As you can see now, my sunflowers are starting to get some flowers on there, which is kind of neat. Should have quite a few of those. I have frozen a lot of green peppers, ate as many cucumbers as a person would want. I've been feeding a lot of them to the pigs now. Same with the zucchinis. I let them get really big and I feed them to the pigs. I've been eating the muskmelon, and I mean just everything's been doing really good. Didn't do much for watermelon this year. Have a couple small ones, that's it. Pumpkins too. I don't know if up there the soil isn't quite as good where I had them planted. I'm not real sure, but had plenty of other stuff in this garden, so I'm not going to cry if I didn't get watermelon and pumpkins. I ate fresh beets, and I didn't can any beets, but I did dehydrate a bunch of beets. Still have to pick the carrots. They're about ready to go now. I've just been waiting. I have ate about as much okra as I can stand, and I mean all this stuff is too old to eat. It'll end up getting thrown to the pigs, but that was kind of fun. Have a lot of Brussels sprouts that are growing in there, but those will wait until at least the first freeze so they sweeten up a little bit. But getting a lot more of those this year than I did last year. Again, more tomatoes. That's about the size of my pumpkin. Last year I got some real big ones, and this year I just get this little one. I have some nice little popcorn cobs that are growing here. Quite a few actually. Both of my planters have some. I have a whole bunch of dill that's dehydrated, and it still just keeps growing. I keep cutting it and it keeps sprouting off, and more keeps coming up. This is the herb section of the garden. I have just let the weeds grow because the herbs go crazy. I have enough Greek basil and sweet basil and purple basil, dehydrated sage. Even over here the stevia, I've got a bunch of that dehydrated. Flat parsley. It just did great this year, and I just have no use for any more, so I'm just letting it weed up right now until I can till it all in. The little strawberry patch here, we're up to well over 500 strawberries, and now my Everbearing, they're just still producing lots of strawberries. I was cutting the logs up there on the little driveway area that goes up to the workshop there. Decided to move it. Built myself a nice little thing for them to sit on, so I'm not always on my knees, and then the sawdust can go here and it can just stay here because I kept having to shovel it off the driveway and trailer loads of it and go dump it. So this is my new milling area. Pigs are growing pretty good. I think they've almost doubled in size. Pretty close anyway. Old Crook over there, he's a little slower, but we just had a downpour of rain, so everything is wet in here right now. But they seem like happy pigs. They love eating stuff out of the garden, and they get a lot of it. And they seem to love the cornbread mix too. Into the rabbit barn here. Just had the 2 litters of 4. They're doing good. This one here, it's time to separate mom from the little ones. Over here I already did separate mom from the little ones. These are actually getting up a couple more weeks and they'll be ready for the freezer. And I got the other doe right there, and good old Mr. Buck. So we have a new little addition here on the hobby farm. My whole life I've always raised chickens, butchering chickens, laying chickens, and then quail, turkeys, ducks, geese. Haven't done any birds now since the divorce. I just haven't got any. And so I decided, you know what, it's time to get some layers. So this didn't take too long. Built a little outside chicken coop here, and then this, the little hole there goes into where the old goat barn, or the goat fence was inside. which is right here, and I just put chicken netting on the inside of this fence, so because I don't want to do goats anymore. I had the goats, they were fun, they were really fun to raise, but the amount you feed them and the time it takes versus how much meat you get for them, I don't think that it's really worth it. Maybe if you were doing them for milk or something like that, but not for what I was doing it for. So I will stick with pigs for now, but now we have some chickens. I just picked these up today. I've got 4 New Hampshire Reds, which are a brown egg layer, and then I've got 1 Americana. That's the Easter egg chicken, and they lay colored eggs. So, and then I'm going to wait in a couple weeks. They had some barred rocks, which I really like, so I'm going to go back and get those. But I didn't want to get them when they're tiny. I don't want to take care of them. I'd rather pay a few extra bucks and wait until they are not big enough to be able to get through the chicken wire fencing. Now these little guys here, they won't start laying eggs until January, and it's so cold here in January, we won't get much out of them in January either, but by next spring, should be getting an egg a day out of some of these anyway. It'll be nice to have fresh eggs again. Okay everybody, well thanks a lot for watching. It's been a while since I posted anything, so I thought I better get an update video. It's just been real busy with work and the animals and stuff like that, but everything is doing good. We'll see you guys on the next video. What do you think, Crook? Huh?